Hello friends, my name is Stanislav Chernonog, the author and creator of the online school of Vector Massage and Somatics, and today we will talk about a wonderful practice called 5 Pearls. There is a legend that a European traveled to Tibet in the early or mid 20th century, and there he learned a secret practice used by monks in monasteries which allowed them to achieve outstanding results in health and longevity. I got acquainted with this practice by observing how several of my clients radically changed their health as a result of doing this practice. It is very simple. The most important thing in this practice is to perform it every day. You can start with a small number of repetitions. It is recommended to perform 3 repetitions of each movement, and after a while you will reach 21 movements and achieve perfection. I really like the practice from the point of view of the physiological reactions of our body. It is good for our being and affects all muscles. Moreover, it offers some paradoxical patterns of the functioning of our body. Inhaling and exhaling are slightly mixed up in places. This also has deep physiological foundations. This is extremely beneficial for your health. Let's start. The first movement will be the movement when we raise our hands along the shoulder line. Hold our hands motionless in this position and begin to rotate from right to left. We make 3 rotations from right to left. Let's take a look. What can we point out here? First, let's try to rotate more smoothly. Our task is to occupy a central position. This practice is focused on the fact that we build the central axis of our body, and every time we deviate from it, it is very important to notice and correct it so that the body understands where it has its center. Here I see that greater concentration has led us to the fact that the movement turns out more beautifully and changes the state of consciousness. We start with 3 rotations and rotate from left to right, and you can add, for example, 1 rotation per week, and you reach 21 rotations. The next movement we do on the floor. We lie on the floor on our backs. It will be necessary to simultaneously raise straight legs and head, and we strive to raise both legs and head as vertically as possible. In addition, we do the lifting of the legs and head on the inhale and lowering the legs and head as smoothly as possible and exhaling as smoothly as possible on the exhale. Many may say, well, how do we inhale and compress the body? This is the essence of the benefits of exercise. At the same time, we strain the entire superficial frontal line and also compress the intestines, which allows our body to launch more intensive processes of digestion and respiration. Let's try it. Please note that our model here has difficulties with lifting the head. It is alright with the abs, but the head does not work. Please note that you may not be able to do this right away on the inhale, and the exhalation will not be smooth. Perhaps your knees will bend to some extent. Relax. It is very important that you do not try to force the load. The first day you do it may feel clumsy. Your legs are a little crooked, they are bent a little. Somehow you're able to lift your head. Somehow you could take a breath. No worries. Tomorrow will be a little better. Maybe tomorrow will be even a bit worse. But in a week, it will definitely get better, and we are moving in small steps. When we lower our legs on exhalation, there is a tremor in the legs. This is normal. This is due to the fact that new modes of functioning enter the body. We relax and rest before the next move. The next movement we perform on our knees, legs resting on the toes. We put our hands on our hips, perform a movement on exhalation, tilt our heads forward, and on inhale we throw our head back. Most importantly, we bend in the chest. The higher you bend, the more beneficial it is for you. It is not the neck that is the target for us, but the chest, the space just below the collarbones. So let's start. On the exhale, we lean forward, and on the inhale, we bend and strive to bend from this place. Make sure that your lower back bends minimally. This movement is aimed at opening the volume of the chest in order to reduce thoracic lordosis. This pose straightens you up tremendously if you slouch. Great. Yes, it is very good if the movement is performed slowly. relaxed, without tension, observing the smoothness and beauty of the practice. To perform the next movement, we sit on the buttocks, stretch straight legs forward, put our hands near the pelvis, as close to the pelvis as possible, and the hands are directed forward. After that, we lift the pelvis, stand on our feet from the same position, and tilt our head back. And we go back. Exhale and inhale. Strain the buttocks as much as possible. And on exhalation, we tilt our head forward. And on inhalation, we bend our knees. Straighten the buttocks, tilt our head, and freeze in this tense position for about 3 seconds. After which, we gently lower the buttocks on exhalation. This practice is extremely beneficial because it trains our entire body, trains legs, trains buttocks, and is extremely productive for the pelvic region in case of stagnation or inflammatory processes. For the next movement, we turn over on the front surface and put our feet shoulder width apart. Do not worry if you can't straighten your knees. We put our feet on our toes, and at the moment of inspiration, we pull the pelvis to the ceiling. Tilt the head and body down. Do not strive to have straight legs by all means. We strive to put our heels on the floor, find a balance between these states, and go down. There is a little trick here. We do not lower the pelvis. We hold it on the weight, and again, when inhaling, we go into a pose with the pelvis raised. Here you can play with the tempo, making it a little slower or a little faster, and exhale. This pose is extremely good for the shoulders, for the chest, and for the arms. In addition, it allows us to stretch the entire front surface and thus increase the volume for inhalation. After this movement, we lie down on our backs and stay in a relaxed state for a minute, thanking ourselves for working, exercising, pumping energy, moving the lymph, and turning on the digestive system. It is recommended to perform this practice in the morning on an empty stomach. It is extremely important that you treat yourself carefully. Remember that this practice works in the long run and it needs to be done every day. If you are tired during this exercise, then rest. If you feel that this number of repetitions is too difficult for you, reduce the number of repetitions. The main thing is that every time you perform, you think that you are moving in the right direction and you are happy with yourself. Spontaneous movements, trembling, or vibration may appear in your body. This is a very good sign. Allow your body to immerse itself as much as possible in relaxation and small spontaneous movements. As always, my name is Stanislav Chernonog, the author and creator of the school Vector Massage and Somatics, and the YouTube channel of the same name, where we talk about our health, show practical working techniques, and explain how our body works in order to become happier and richer. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, take care.